Okay, today we are playing a game on Hollywood. We are playing Reinhardt the entire way through, and the average SR of this game was 2,073. So, didn't push tab at a convenient time for us to look at our team. I'll just tell you what it is. Reinhardt, obviously. Roadhog, Junkrat, Lucio, Anna, Soldier. So, pretty average team. We're upset we have a Junkrat, as always, but, you know, it happens, whatever. Very standard team. So, right at the start, I don't really like that you stand over on this balcony first. I'd prefer you stand over on this balcony and just, like, block for Junkrat for a while. And, like, yeah, you're gonna have to get down eventually, but you can, like, let him get a few shots in, at least. And maybe, like, Soldier comes and stands over there if he sees you standing up there as well. You know, wouldn't make a huge difference, but I'd prefer if you go and stand over there at the start. So, we're gonna jump down and start, standing around in this area instead. Good that we don't go and stand in the archway. That's a very hard place to stand. This is a better place to stand, generally speaking. So now they start coming through the gate. Over there, we see Roadhog just get hooked through the doorway. We don't budge an inch. Right now, we should be going over here to, like, try and get this Roadhog out. Because, I don't mean like we're gonna charge through the doorway or anything like that. We're gonna come over here, and we're just gonna try and put our shield in front of him as he's retreating away. And, like, cover him as he, like, gets back across here. We're just gonna try and, like, pluck him out of that situation. We don't budge at all. Like, we should be over there trying to help this man, because that man ended up in a position he didn't want to be in. Right? Here's how you should think about your shield as Reinhardt, right? Because most people are playing Reinhardt, and they are holding their shield up, but they don't really know why they're holding their shield up. They just know that they should be holding the shield up because they're playing Reinhardt. The way you should think of your shield is it's not extra HP for you, it's extra HP for your team, right? Because you can just stand out of the way, right? If it's just you standing here by yourself, you can just, like, stand out of the way, right? And then just, like, pop out and fire strike at them. You don't have to stand out in the open with your shield protecting nothing. Because the point is to be protecting something. If you see somebody low HP, like, or if you see somebody, like, fight, the goal is to go and put your shield in front of that person. Because the enemy team would rather shoot at anyone but you, right? The tanks are the people they want to shoot at last. If they see you stood next to Mercy, stood next to Soldier, they're gonna shoot at the Mercy or the Soldier. So, your goal is to make that as difficult for them as possible. Right there, they want to shoot the Roadhog, because the Roadhog just got hooked. So your job is to go over and try to stop them shooting the Roadhog. You want it to make it as difficult for them as possible. And that's how you should generally approach using your shield in general. If you're not protecting anything, you don't need to hold it up, because you can just stand out of the way. And then, like, if they start trying to walk in, yeah, you can walk out and stand in their way and all that. But if there's nothing behind you, just don't put the shield up. Because, like, the goal is, they want to shoot at something else, you make them shoot at the shield. If there's nothing for them to shoot at, holding up your shield gives them something to shoot at. So, just try and, like, think about it like that in general. This doesn't come up a super huge amount during this game. So I just kind of want to say it at the start, at the first example, just because, like, that's how you should generally think about your shield in most cases. So right now our team are standing behind us. We're blocking the damage over here. Our shield's starting to get pretty low. We just saw somebody get hooked out of the way over there. Again, just, like, walk forward and, like, try and cover that person with their shield as they're retreating away. Like, if you see him just get one shot, then obviously you don't need to do that. But if it looks like he might survive, just, like, try and, like, cover him as he's retreating backwards. So now our shield is low HP. We're letting it regenerate. Like, don't even, like, bother putting it up right now, because here's another thing with, like, shield management, right? Most Reinhardt players, and I understand this is very easy to be this way, where you're like, oh, shots are coming in, I have to come over here and block. So you come out with your shield at, like, 1,000 HP. The thing is, that's not enough, really. Because also, here's another thing, you don't want to ever let your shield break, because then it goes on a cooldown. You don't want to ever let that happen. Even if you're blocking something, you don't want to let your shield break, because then it goes on the cooldown, and that's terrible. Because that's the moment that the D.Va throws her ult in, or the Reinhardt's like, oh, his shield broke, I'm gonna come over and Earth Shatter right now. You know, that kind of thing. You don't want to let it break. So when your shield is at 1,000 HP, it's effectively at 800 HP, because that's kind of the point where you're like, alright, it's gonna break soon. I'm gonna take it down and let it regenerate. And just like coming out with your shield at like 1,000 HP is just not enough. Like you get to stand out there for like a second and then you have to come out of the way again. Just like let it regenerate to like close to, and you don't need to let it regenerate to 2,000 HP every time, but let it regenerate like a lot. Don't feel pressured to have to come out and stand out with a shield that's got no HP left on it, because that's not really achieving anything. Just like let it regenerate more. Because, like, this is not really helpful. You can't even, like, position that well, because you know your shield's gonna break soon, so you have to, like, stand kinda out of the way anyway. Just, if you're letting it regenerate, just let it regenerate up to a decent level. Don't be like, oh, they're shooting, I have to come and stand in the way. So, here we see Junkrat got hooked over again. Again, just, like, walk forward and, like, try to shield that guy as he's walking back. Cause, yeah, your shield's low HP, but you don't want a guy to die either, right? So you, like, just, like, start walking forward and try to cover him with a shield, and then, like, just, like, put your jacket over him, like, no, come back, you know. So, Reaper has popped out behind us and killed a couple of people before we even really knew what the fuck. Which is, like, unless you got, and I long for the day that we get to have rear view mirrors on the side of our, shield. That would be just the dopest ever. But until that day, sometimes you're gonna get ganked on the backside and you're not gonna actually know it's coming. Cause Reaper just like popped out and killed 2 people. No one called it out or anything. It just kinda like happened before we even knew anything was really going on. So, feels bad, man, basically. So, we actually get back in time to touch the point, if you can believe it, considering how many people just died right there. They, like, really fail on killing the other people. So we can hear sights happening outside right now, which is pretty scary, obviously. So we come out. Beat's also been dropped. There's the sights. We're trying to block the sights. Don't do that. Don't take your shield down to fire strike at that guy, because the most important thing is blocking the sights. And like, Lucio's like standing right in front of you as well. Like, he's not actually backing up. Like, that's not the time to fire strike. You want to make sure Soldier's not going to kill anybody before you do that. And like, Lucio was getting pretty scarily low at that point. Sights run out right as we do that, and then he doesn't actually kill the Lucio, so that's good and all, but like, you don't want the Lucio to die. Make sure the Lucio isn't gonna die before you use fire strike. So we're getting shot over here right now. There's also a guy up here where we toy around with the idea of coming up to fight these people. This is really scary. Like, don't do this. This is a bunch of people you don't want to be involved in. Like, this is like the nightmare group of 3 people to fight, cause it's the 2 people that are really good at killing tanks and the 1 person that makes sure you can't escape or get healed. Don't come, like, okay, maybe if you think it's just Reaper, maybe you come up here and try to fight the Reaper, like, that can work out sometimes, but, like, as soon as you see this collection of people, you don't come up the staircase anymore. Like, as soon as you see that Roadhog go by the doorway, you're like, oh, no, fuck that. Cause, and the Ana as well, like, this is not what you want to get involved in. Now, granted, they don't know you're coming, so you get away with it, but, like, that's the kind of thing that, like, if they're just, like, paying a little bit more attention, you die right there. So, Roadhog's doing this over here. The safest play you can do in this situation is, like, try to Earth Shatter this guy. Cause, like, he is ulting, and generally trading Earth Shatter for another ultimate tends to be worth it. But he doesn't really look like he's gonna kill anybody, so that's fine. Reaper over here now, on the other hand, if we had a little bit more forewarning that was about to happen, I would just Earth Shatter the Reaper, but like, by the time this happens, it's kind of already too late, and then we just get killed by Zenyatta in the back. Now, that being said, upon review, right there, I saw the opportunity to Earth Shatter in the middle of that, cause right here, you could actually Earth Shatter, get both their tanks, which is generally pretty worth it. However, usually it's worth, if you can get, like, the 2 tank, and, like, he's using, Whole Hog as well. Interrupting ultimates is pretty good with Earth Shatter. So I'd probably Earth Shattered right there to get him and the Diva. But then, like, this happens, by the time Reaper pops out, it's, like, already too late. Granted, also, we know in hindsight, if we Earth Shatter right there, Zenyatta would have probably just popped Transcendence, and we wouldn't have actually gotten to kill the tanks anyway. But I think I would have Earth Shattered just the Roadhog and the D.Va, because Roadhog's already half dead, he dies, you get to break D.Va's mech if nothing else. That's usually a good use of Earth Shatter. Don't, worry about having to hold it, trying to hit the entire team. If you can get, 2-3 people with it, that's usually worth it. Or one really high priority target. I'll solo Earth Shatter a Mercy any day. If I see Soldier put on Tac Visor, I'll ult him. If I see Dragon Blade, I'll ult him. Don't feel like you have to hold it. I mean, this is kind of a hard game to judge that, if that's, what you do or not, but, because this is kind of an easy game. Spoiler warning. But, don't feel like you have to hold the Earth Shatter to get a super huge amount of people. So over here, we see that this is happening. This is, again, not the reaction we should have. Our first reaction should be protect team, not do damage. We see Junkrat running away from Reaper. Our first priority should be make sure Junkrat doesn't die. You put your shield in between the Junkrat and the Reaper. Don't feel so much like you have to do damage to people when you're playing Reinhardt. Instead, be because in this situation, if we just hold the shield in front of Junkrat probably doesn't get killed by the Reaper. If he does, it's much harder for the Reaper to do it. And then we just try and let Junkrat kill him instead, or drive him away. This is a more, hypothetical, but, clear-cut example. Imagine it's you have a soldier with you, and you're fighting an enemy soldier, right? Most Reinhardt players are going to try and, smack the soldier, right? But it's hard to actually smack soldier as Reinhardt, because soldier can just sprint away from you. So, your reaction should not be, smack soldier. It should be, protect my soldier. Soldier definitely can't die if I'm blocking for him, and then my soldier will kill that soldier, because now my soldier doesn't have to worry about it anymore. Now he just gets to shoot at this moving target dummy, right? Don't feel like you have to do the damage. Your number one priority is protect your team. That should always be your highest priority. Everything else comes secondary. It's like if you're playing a support, healing is always your highest priority, and then everything else comes after that. Tanking is the same. Protecting your team is your highest priority, and then doing damage and everything comes after that. So, don't fire strike this Reaper. Just start blocking for the Junkrat. Let the Junkrat kill the Reaper instead. So we charge after the Reaper right there. You don't need to do that to begin with. You need, a really good reason to charge in most cases. That's not a really good reason to charge, because he's gonna die as soon as he, steps on that trap. And then we just end up in a really bad position. We get away with it because our team is here with us. Also, we don't need to, be backing away from this. You can just start blocking for your Roadhog right here. Just start blocking for this Roadhog. He'll kill that Roadhog, and then this D.Va's just gonna, leave, basically. If she comes in, she gets to die as well, so, keep blocking for him. We retreat away at, full HP. Just start blocking for that guy. Let him kill that Roadhog, and then come over here. But you need a really good reason to charge, usually. Especially on defense, you need a super good reason to charge, and that's usually the other Reinhardt has come, a little bit too close, and you charge to kill him, or you see somebody standing where they're not supposed to be standing, and you pin them to punish them. You're standing, imagine you're standing in, Eichenwald, right? First choke point. You're defending. Enemy Reinhardt starts just trying to walk through the gate while, your whole team is there. He just comes, the side a little bit, and as soon as he walks too far forward, just, pin him against the other side of the bridge and kill him. And, very important, not through the bridge, on the wall to the side. And then you just punish him for coming a little bit too close. He dies because he overstepped his boundaries. You don't die because you're still next to your team. He just came too close. That's usually why you're charging, especially on defense. It's not an exaggeration when I say this. It's gonna sound like an exaggeration because the number is gonna be so high, but I swear to God, this is not an exaggeration. Most Reinhardt players would win more games if they charged 80% less. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that number. You need a very good reason to charge in most cases. And it is usually just to punish other people over positioning. That's not a very good reason to charge. Don't do that one. So right here, this is honestly when you Earth Shatter. Right there is where I would have Earth Shattered, because that's 3 people you'll kill. You'll completely you'll completely kill their moment. Like, you can hit the DPS, the Roadhog, and the Ana back there. I think it was Ana. It might have been Zenyatta, actually. You'll hit all three of them, and then they'll die, and then you'll completely kill their momentum. You'll get to start setting up and, like, be in a better position. This is when you Earth Shatter. Like, right there. It's actually Zenyatta. We Earth Shatter a little bit later, but, like, Zenyatta's already backed up, gotten out of the way as a soldier. Like, as soon as you see them line up, don't hesitate. Just smack the button. Like, you do it, like, a second earlier right there, you get 3 people instead of 1 person. Also, a very big part of playing Reinhardt is reading the other Reinhardt and finding opportunities to slip your Earth Shatter past his shield. So, and this is like a super easy way to do it, right? You're Reinhardt, there's a Reinhardt on the other team. You've built up you've fire struck enough times, you've got Earth Shatter built up right now. First off, if you have Earth Shatter, assume he has Earth Shatter, unless you've just seen him use it. But if you have Earth Shatter, assume he has it. Just watch the guy and think to yourself, how often does he fire strike? If it seems like he fire strikes a lot, which most Reinhardt players will, even if they're at full charge, I recommend when you're at 100% charge, you don't fire strike anymore unless you're going to kill somebody, because fire strike is basically just for charging up Earth Shatter. Once you have it, I recommend not using it anymore, because you give the other Reinhardt opportunities to Earth Shatter you, and if you Earth Shatter them, you kind of need Fire Strike to actually kill people. Like, you Fire Strike through the whole team and start hitting them. You know how it is. Where was I? Yeah, so if you watch him, you think to yourself, does he Fire Strike a lot? The answer is probably yes. And if he does Fire Strike a lot, just watch the guy and think to yourself, the second I see him start Fire Striking, I'm gonna ult him. And don't hesitate. The second you see him start fire striking, slap the button and ult his entire team. And then you go and kill the entire team, because they're going to be standing behind their Reinhardt, because that's what you do. So you just watch the guy, and you can't hesitate. If you hesitate, you don't get it. You do it just a little bit too late and he blocks it. Just think, the second I see that fire strike, I'm going to do it. And then when he does it, you don't hesitate. You just slap the button, and then you kill the entire team. If you can do that, that's going to, like, get you up in SR, because other Reinhardts are not going to be thinking about that. And, like, before, like, Diamond, honestly. And, like, that's really easy. If you do that enough times in a game, there's, like, no reason you should lose, honestly, because you've given your team so many opportunities by doing that. And if you lose anyway, well, you were probably never going to win, frankly, because that's, like, the best thing you can do as Reinhardt. But that's just a general thing, anyway. Like, doesn't really bear relevance to this game. That's just, like, something in general that will help you as Reinhardt. So, we got, Nano boosted, and we're going in right now. We don't really want to keep going through in there, especially since we've got Discord Orb on us still, and we're walking into a Reaper, which is fair enough. This is happening over here. This is kind of spooky. Sites are also happening, but we don't know exactly where from yet. Here comes Nano Visor. Well, most of our team's already dead. Don't take your shield down to do that, either. Like, Nano Visor kills somebody so quickly that you taking your shield down to fire strike at him can get your teammate killed if they're standing behind you. Like, he will kill them before you can put your shield back up again. Highest priority, protect team. If you see a threatening ultimate happening like that, you wait until that's done before you start fire striking. Like, it's not going to matter in this situation because Soldier already got out of the way and everybody else was already dead, which is not exactly a good thing, but, you know, don't do that in general. Highest priority, protect team. So at this point, you don't really, like, come back. Like, you leave at this point because this is not going to work out. Your whole team's dead. They're all there. As soon as the nanovisor's out, here's what you do. You turn around, you try to charge away in the other... Well, I wasn't quite looking at that, but I just caught it out of the corner of my eye. How did he not die? Blizzard! One more time. There's no... I thought maybe it was the lip of the fucking building. No, I need like a team of forensic investigators to go over this video and like figure out why that happened. Fuck. Okay, so anyway, I've completely lost where I was because that was just so very Blizzard, if you catch my meaning. So, D.Va's mech didn't even break, did it? Like, it didn't break D.Va's mech either. Like, it just, like, didn't do that. Did it get broken? No, because it goes off. I don't understand. Alright, so, anyway, so we're playing Reinhardt, right? We're not playing Junkrat, we're playing Reinhardt. So, they got through over there. That feels bad, man. Oh, that's what I was saying. As soon as that nanovisor's over, you just, like, turn away and try to charge out, basically. Because you're gonna die up there, and that's gonna do nothing but feed them ultimate and make you have to respawn. If you can get out, then that's better than dying, generally speaking. So, this is happening right now. Again, this is not the time to go forward swinging your hammer into these people. Like, you try and fire strike through them, fine, yeah. Like, you can't just walk into the enemy team and start swinging at them, because that's how you get killed. Again, just, like, block for your team. Think to yourself, I don't have to do the damage, I'll just make sure my team is perfectly safe while they're doing the damage. Don't do that. That's what happens when you do that. You get killed. You block for your team. You don't walk in straight at the enemy team swinging your hammer. That doesn't work. Just think, alright, I'll sit and I'll block for my team, and they'll get to kill their team. And if they don't have a Reinhardt, like they don't in this situation, it makes it so much easier for your team, because they just get uncontested lines of sight that their team can't get. So, fucking hell, I'm dying. Oh god. What a time to be alive. So, bad things have been happening out here. Most of our team's dead right now. It's just us and the supports right now. We've managed to build up Earthshatter again, which is great. I would have been getting in position to Earthshatter these people. Most of them dead right now. I've got Earthshatter. I'm like mostly full HP. I'll be full HP. I walk forward a little bit and just Earthshatter across these 3 people that are still alive. Walk past the D.Va, because she's like the lowest priority target, and start killing the people behind them. Like, you just go over there, you Earthshatter right there, you go behind them, you start killing those people. Or just there. Like, you hesitate to do this for so long, and now, like, Zenyatta and Soldier are miles apart. They were right next to each other for a couple of points during that. Like, as soon as you see those people lining up like that, you start getting into position to just Earthshatter them, and then you kill them. We decide to do it, but we decide to do it way later. Now we can't get Zenyatta because he was too far away when that actually happened. Don't hesitate. If you see the opportunity to Earthshatter, just do it. Don't hesitate to do it. So over here we see Reaper trying to flank while his whole team is dead. It's not going to really work out very well for him. He's dead now. He's dead again, in fact, as, you know, Reaper, mostly dead guy and all that, a whole Wraith thing going on. So we're jumping up here right now to try and go after these guys. Don't do that. That's scary. That's a Roadhog. We don't want to fight Roadhog. Over here, we see D.Va trying to muscle her way in, and we start hitting the D.Va. Like, I would just try and block the D.Va so that my team can do damage again, but, like, it doesn't really matter so much in this circumstance with just D.Va. Now that's happening over there, Attack Visor, so we're blocking that. Again, don't take your shield down when you're blocking an ultimate like this. Just keep blocking the ultimate, because that's the most important thing. Wait until after the ultimate is done happening to start fire striking. So we follow the Roadhog in there. This is already, like, kinda too aggressive. Like, we shouldn't really do that. He misses the hook, so we get away with it, but, like, that's kinda spooky. Wouldn't recommend that one either. So our shield's really low HP. We let it break. Again, don't let it break, because then it goes on the 5-second cooldown. You don't want to ever let that happen. Even if you're blocking something, don't let it break, because then that happens and you're very sad about it. So, that's happening. Our shield was, like, broken. Oh, so it's a good thing she didn't do that 2 seconds sooner. But it's broken again now. Feels bad, man. We broke on that. We died. Feels bad, man. We don't really need to be holding the shield up. Because, like, we don't block for anybody. Do we block for any? Nobody's, like, standing behind us while this is happening, is it? No, they, like, all got out of the way. Like, you just stand out of the way. You don't need to block it. There's stuff around here that you can use to stand out of the, like, get out of the way. You can just, like, crouch behind this dumpster right next to you or go into the jail or something. Like, you don't need to block that. You block it, it lets your shield break. That leads to this happening. Granted, you are most likely gonna die regardless of that, but if you can avoid like, if you don't need to block it, you don't need to block it. Just, like, you didn't block for anybody else, you can just stand out of the way. And granted, you have to take that information in very quickly. You have to, like, very quickly scan around to, like, see if you need to block for somebody and then get out of the way. But, like, if you don't need to block it, you don't want to block it, you know? 'Cause you can just stand out of the way. That's the thing. So, we get back out here right now. This is happening. We've built up Earth Shatter. This guy's almost dead and not really doing anything, so we don't really want to Earth Shatter him. We Earth Shatter these two people instead. That's where it's at. Now we come over here, we start beating them to death. Perfect. Textbook. A+. He's super dead. Now, McCree's after him. Baby Diva's really hard to hit, so he doesn't actually hit her and kill her. That's not exactly super surprising. So, we see over here, McCree. This is, like, not really our area. Like, I wouldn't recommend coming over here, because that's not for you to deal with. You just stay over here and keep, like, putting your presence. I don't know why I keep pointing with my finger. You just, like, stand over here and, like, keep your presence on the payload where it, like, needs to be. That McCree, he's not your thing. Like, you can't really deal with that. Just, like, stay over here and be, like, in your area. So we've been nano boosted right now. Like, we've won. Like, look, there's nobody here. Like, they don't touch the payload. We've won. We've won this round. Okay, it's great. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. So we're gonna skip ahead because we don't want to sit through all the prep time. We're still playing Reinhardt. Okay, so our team changed a little bit. We've got, like, a Genji and stuff now. Now we got a Roadhog. Good times. Our team's more standard now, but it doesn't really matter all that much. So we see here, there's a Torbjorn. Torbjorn's gonna get hooked. Torbjorn's gonna fucking die. Feels good, man, because now they're down a man right at the start of the game. So, like, at this point, we just start walking forward. Like, don't be so, apprehensive. Like, don't just, like, walk at them. Like, they're down a man right now. You start walking at them immediately. As, like, you've got the numbers advantage right now. Like, when you're playing Reinhardt, you gotta, like, feel out the pressure. See who's applying more, your team or their team. They just lost a man, you're applying more pressure, generally speaking. You start walking at them. Don't hesitate. So, right now, again, we're being apprehensive right now. We're not protecting anybody. We're on the back line right now. This is not where we want to be. We're protecting nobody. Look at all these people standing in front of our shield. Granted, two of them are in the sky, but you know what I mean. Like, you're standing behind the two people that you can be protecting. They're down a man right now. There's nothing to be afraid of. Walk straight at them. You've nothing they don't even have another Reinhardt. You just walk straight at, like, being so apprehensive right now. Walk at them. Just walk at them. You don't do this. Like, don't do this. Again, don't walk into the enemy team swinging your hammer, because that gets you killed. Just hold your shield up. Start walking onto the point. Be like, I got 6 people here. You got 5 people. We walk. And you will hold your shield in front of them, and your team will kill their team. Generally. So, now, like, we walked into them. We're really low HP right now. That's really scary. Like, we just block damage, man. Block the damage. You don't need to go in doing this. Like, you don't need to go in here doing this damage. Like, if you can, that's great and all, but you don't need to be doing this. Just, like, block the damage. You even had Discord orb on you and you're walking into, like, a Roadhog. Like, Discord's on us right now. We were just walking into this Roadhog. Like, that's really scary. It looks like he misses, like, 3 shots, which is great. You don't need to walk at them that aggressive. Like, don't walk in swinging. Just, like, hold your shield up. Walk at them. Your team's gonna kill them. Because they can't hit your team. It's just logically speaking. They can't hit you. You can hit them. They die. We killed them in the end. Like this fight is kind of one-sided. I don't know if you picked up on that. But, like, again, don't be like, so I have to do the damage. Just like, I'm gonna make sure my team doesn't take damage while they kill them. So, that all went very well. And now, here's an analogy I've made before as well, with Reinhardt. I kind of think of it as playing a chain chomp, like from Mario, a chain chomp, where basically, you have your zone around you that you're super effective in. And but until people enter that zone, you don't really do anything. You just kind of look at them and you're like menacing them, right? Like at the end of your chain, like you menace them and try to be intimidating. But you don't really do anything to them until they come into your zone. In this analogy, them coming into your zone is when they try to walk through your shield to like do damage to you or your team. Then you start smacking them because they're trying to walk through your shield. How fucking rude. But like, usually you just want to like hold your shield up and like intimidate them and protect your team. You know, whatever, you know, I've reiterated the same point like 5 times now in like 3 different ways. So, you know, there's nothing I love more than repeating myself. Okay. So now we're advancing in street phase of Hollywood. Very, very easy, checkpoint to try and take. Again, you see your Roadhog get hooked. Just try and put your shield in front of him. So that he doesn't take the shotgun blast to the face. This is all going very one-sided right now. I don't know if you've noticed. So, right there, like, I would just Earth Shatter the Roadhog and the Mercy as they come out of invulnerability. Because Earth Shatter is really good against invulnerability, from the res, because, like, you get to wipe them after they get rezzed, which is really good. Because there's this point when the game came out where we thought Mercy was really overpowered because of, like, her ability to res your entire team. But then we kind of just realized we can just save an ultimate and then, like, kill them after they res. And, like, Earthshatter's really good at that. Where if you see her rezzing, if you just, like, angle so that you've got time, because they're going through the invulnerability thing, you can just, like, angle it and then just try and Earthshatter all the people that get rezzed. Right now, I just Earthshatter these 2 people. Because it's their tank. It's their main healer. Might be their only healer at this point, actually. It's their tank. It's their healer. You kill them both. Bam. We don't gotta take it very far, either. Like, you get, like, a lot of momentum off of killing these 2 people right here with Earthshatter. And then you get to, like, go over the rest of the point, basically. He doesn't get to do this. And, like, we end up using, like, way more ultimates as a result of this. And, like, yeah, that's, like, hindsight's 2020, obviously. But, like, at that point, I'm just like, I can get their tank, I can get their healer, I kill their tank and their healer. We get to push through, like, most of this cart uncontested because my whole team is still alive. They're down 2 people. That's too many for them to, like, keep fighting us. So, don't feel like you have to hold it for a lot of people. 2 people is fine if it's important people. So, we're most of the way there. As you're probably figuring out from the length of the video remaining, not too terribly much happens. Again, like, don't be swinging into these people, especially since you can't actually do damage to them while, Transcendence is happening. Block damage. Priority 1, block damage. Priority 1, protect team. Block damage is, like, not necessarily the same thing. You get the idea. So, a lot of fighting happening right now. Very scattered, very chaotic. Block the pulse bomb. Great. We've won. We beat the Mercy to death right there. Yeah, there's, like, we could be, like, blocking more damage than, like, we're doing right now. I guess there's a lot of, like, don't be so I have to do the damage. I just protect my team. But this fight's pretty one-sided. It doesn't really look like, it's very chaotic still, but, like, there was never a point I was watching this, I was like, yeah, we're gonna like, there's a risk we lose this fight. No, like, this fight's, like, very one-sided still, even though a lot's happening. We come in here, we beat the Zenyatta to death to celebrate. Oh god, fucking made everything disappear. We come over here, we beat the Zenyatta to death, we win the round, easy game. So yeah, let's watch the play of the game. Who gets the play of the game? It's gonna be Reaper, I think, actually. Yeah. I think. No, it might be Farah right at the end there. She got like 3 people, didn't she? Yeah. No, it was Zarya. Oh, wasn't expecting that one. Alright. Yep. Oh, she's gonna, like, kill the Zenyatta straight up as well. Okay, I see. Fair enough. I feel like I could have done better than that one, but whatever. So the thing that stands out to me the most in this game is there's very much like, I gotta do the damage. No, you gotta protect people. Priority 1, protect people. Everything else, priority 2. But we said that enough times. I won't belabor the point anymore. That's like the biggest thing that stood out to me. Because everything else kind of like, everything kind of like ties into that we really talked about. Yeah. Don't, I was about to say it again, but I've already said it like 12 times. That's good self-control right there. 13 times, too many. 12, perfect number. That's the only thing that, like, really stands out to me. Like, everything else, like, this is a pretty, like, short and easy game, so, like, it tends to be that way. But that's easily the biggest thing that stood out to me in this game. So, I mean, other than the Junkrat thing, but, I mean, like, I'm gonna be thinking about that when I go to bed at night. Anyway, thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. And I hope you found the video helpful.